So, have you heard about Vissarion, the guy who claims he's the reincarnation of Jesus?
Wait, you mean the Siberian guru?
Yeah, that's him. It's fascinating stuff. He started the Church of the Last Testament out in Siberia.
Oh, wow. How did he even begin this whole movement?
Well, back in 1989, after he lost his job as a traffic policeman, he had this divine revelation, claimed he was the second coming of Christ.
Seriously? From traffic cop to Messiah?
Yeah, it's quite a leap, right?
Mm-hmm.
He started preaching in the early 90s and gained a pretty significant following. People truly believed he was the Messiah.
And then they just moved to Siberia?
Exactly. In 1994, they founded this remote settlement called the City of the Sun near the Mongolian border.
That's wild. So they just built a new life out there?
Yeah, they created a self-sufficient commune, rejecting modern technology and living off the land.
Kind of like going back in time.
Exactly. They followed his new 10 commandments, which replaced traditional Christian teachings.
What were some of those commandments?
Well, for starters, strict veganism. They were forbidden from eating meat, dairy, using alcohol or tobacco.
That's pretty strict.
Yeah, and they rejected money and technology. They lived in a barter economy, relied on farming, and communal labor.
So no phones, no internet?
Nope, none of that.
Wow.
They believed the world was about to end, and only their community would survive the upcoming catastrophe.
Sounds like an apocalyptic cult.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a hierarchical family structure, with polygamy being encouraged.
Polygamy? So Vissarion chose wives for his followers?
Yes, that's right. He reportedly assigned wives to male followers. It was all part of his spiritual guidance.
That's unsettling.
It gets more intense. Daily life was harsh. They endured brutal Siberian winters in hand-built wooden houses.
How did they survive?
Through communal effort.
Right.
They grew their own food, and each day started with prayers directed to Vissarion.
So he was basically their deity.
Exactly. Work was considered a form of worship, so everyone contributed to sustain the settlement.
And what about the children?
Children were raised communally with limited outside influences. Education was centered around Vissarion's teachings.
That's a closed-off environment.
Very much so. Women had particularly strict roles and were expected to be spiritual brides to high-ranking males.
That's concerning.
It is. Yet, despite the hardships, many followers remained deeply devoted, believing they were part of a divine plan.
It's amazing how charismatic leaders can inspire such loyalty.
Absolutely. But eventually, the Russian authorities took notice.
They did? What happened?
In September 2020, Russian special forces raided the settlement and arrested Vissarion and his top aides.
On what charges?
He was charged with organizing an illegal religious organization, psychological abuse, and extortion of money from followers.
Wow, that's serious.
Yeah, it was seen as a crackdown on cult activity in Russia. Many followers were forced to return to mainstream society.
Do any followers still remain?
A small number do. They're still loyal, waiting for his return.
That's intense devotion.
It really is. His movement remains one of the most fascinating modern religious experiments.
Blending Christianity, environmentalism, and apocalyptic prophecy is quite a mix.
Indeed. His downfall serves as a cautionary tale about charismatic leaders and isolationist communities.
And the dangers of unchecked spiritual authority.
Exactly. It's a
Right.
reminder to stay critical and aware.
Do you think he'll ever make a comeback?
It's hard to say. Only time will tell.
Well, this has been eye-opening.
Definitely. It's stories like these that make you think about the power of belief.
Absolutely. Thanks for sharing all of this.
Anytime. It's been a
Yeah.
great discussion.
Agreed. Let's keep exploring these fascinating topics.
Looking forward to it.